A few weeks ago I made a video where I got both Robin and Hoo from the shop and then tried them out with my E6 Saber to varying results, and at the end of that video I was contemplating if I should buy some Oniric shards to get the golden companion spirit from the spending event and claim E1 Robin. And well, you clicked on this video, you've seen the title and thumbnail, so there's no point in hiding it. Yes, I did end up doing it. Not just because I want E1 Robin, but also because now is just the best time to buy Oniric shards with all the additional rewards we get. I still don't really like that they're doing spending events. It feels like kind of a trap, you know, to lure you into spending more money on the game. But I only top up in HSR like once or twice a year anyway, if you exclude the supply pass and battle pass. So I guess it's best to do it at a time when we actually get more out of it than usual. But anyway, let's just claim this now. Here we go. A bunch of nice rewards from this event. But most importantly, the golden companion spirit, which we are gonna use right away to claim another Robin. Here we go. E1. And now there's no taking it back. Also get some bonus starlight, which is nice, of course. So let's go and take a look at my Robin build, which hasn't changed since last time. But of course I'm still gonna show it here for the people who haven't watched the last video. So she has over 4000 attack, 134 speed. Crit rate and crit damage don't really matter, and she also has some effect resistance and energy recharge. The light cone is her signature light cone, the traces are completely maxed out, and the relics I'm using is Lushaka and a two-piece combination of Musketeer and Sarkados. Let's take a quick look at them. I mainly focused on attack, but also got a bit of speed, as you can see, with an attack body, attack boots, attack orb, just full attack, and then of course energy regeneration rate on the rope. So yeah, that's my Robin build, and now we also have this, her E1, which is a very simple but very strong one that just increases the rest pen for all allies when she's in the concerted state by 24%. Yeah, simple but good. Let's activate it. Here we go. And now, let's find out how strong she actually is with this. And for that, of course, we are gonna go over to the Astro Express, specifically to MOC here, and fight Nikador in the current MOC 12, just like in the last video. Now, last time I did a bunch of runs with different teams against Nikador here. My original Saber team with Bronya, Tingyun, and DHBT was able to clear this MOC in 2 cycles. And then the first thing I did in the previous video was to replace Dan Heng with Hoo, which made the clear time go up to 4 cycles. So not that great, sadly, but I think it's partly because I got a bit unlucky and also I didn't really play that well in that run. So I think 3 cycles would have definitely been possible if I had done more than just 1 run. But anyway, the interesting runs for this video were the ones with Robin instead of Tingyun. First I kept Hoo as our sustain, which gave us another 2 cycle clear, so on par with the original team. And then with Dan Heng instead of Hoo, it was actually 3 cycles, so a little bit worse. But that one was actually really close. It basically just came down to me pressing Saber's ult just a little bit too late. So she didn't use it at the end of the cycle, but instead at the beginning of the next one, and then she immediately killed Nikador. So yeah, that definitely could have been a 2 cycle, basically was a 2 cycle. But the point is that with the supports I have right now, 2 cycles seems to be the average clear time for this MOC 12, specifically the first half with Nikador. So the goal for today's video is simple. Get a 1 cycle clear. I'm actually not sure if Robin's E1 is enough to get us there, but well, there's only one way to find out. So let's do this. Actually, before we start, there are some things I want to address from the comments of the last video. Some of them were really helpful, some people gave me some useful tips, but some others were also not so nice and basically told me how bad my Saber is for only getting 2 cycles when she's E6. And I think these people kinda miss some very important factors here. Number 1, I do not have her optimal teams, you know, like her best team would be RMC and Cyrene. I don't have Cyrene. RMC I'm sometimes using with her, but often my Everknight needs RMC. Now here that isn't the case, but I just also really like using Bronya, and she is still effective here. Not quite as good as RMC, but you know what I'm saying here is that this is not an optimal Saber team, of course. So that's one factor, and then the other one is the boss, Nikador. Because he has a bunch of armor stacks, and you basically have to attack him a lot to get rid of these stacks. And I mean, my Saber teams, the only one who's really attacking there is Saber herself. The others are mostly just using skills and stuff, you know, on Saber or on themselves, and not really doing any damage, which means that Nikador has a lot of armor usually, since I'm not really getting rid of the armor stacks. So what I'm trying to say is, it's kind of a bad matchup. But that's the MOC we have right now, so that's where I'm testing these teams. There are definitely a lot of bosses where my Saber could 1 or even 0 cycle. But yeah, anyway, with that now out of the way, let's do this. Let's start this battle. With E1 Robin now, can we get 1 cycle? That is the question. So, of course, we first have to use our talents here. All of them. And then we initiate the fight with Saber. Now, here's the thing. In the previous video, I just used Robin's skill here. Because I was like, okay, I have to buff my character's damage ASAP. But some people actually gave me a pretty good tip that it would be better to basic attack here with Robin. Because the next character that acts is gonna be Bronya. And instead of advancing Saber here, which is what I would usually do, I'm actually gonna advance Robin so that Robin gets some damage buffs, since she does do some damage in her burst state, and now we can use Robin's skill and get her ult here. So now Robin should do more damage in her ult state, and we advance our characters again anyway now. So even though we didn't use the advance on Saber, Saber is gonna act really soon here. We also have Huhu's ult, let's use that as well. And basic attack, let's use Bronya's ult as well, get some more buffs. And now we actually get Saber here. And then immediately Bronya acts, so we can advance Saber so she gets another turn. And we can also ult with her now. I should have pressed that ult actually directly after Bronya's skill. Then we could have used the enhanced basic attack immediately. So yeah, already screwed up a bit. But it's fine, because we can just advance her again right away. Do the enhanced basic attack, and then we just ult with Bronya and ult with Saber. This should do a lot of damage. Perfect. And immediately another enhanced basic. Then we immediately get another skill, another ult, and that should hopefully finish this guy off. Yeah, there we go. So, now the actual boss fight. Yeah, we do have a lot of skill points, so just always use the skill here. Enhanced basic. Do I use the skill here? No, there's no point in using the skill. Basic attack should be better here. We also get rid of an armor stack if we do that. So yeah, let's do this. Then immediately use her ult. Which then means we can immediately also use Robin's ult again. Perfect. So 0 downtime on Robin's ult. That's what we like to see. And then Saber gets a turn. And this should do huge damage. Yep, pretty nice. Then we advance her for the enhanced basic. Bronya also has her ult, so let's do that again. Then immediately ult with Saber. Yeah, that's the kind of damage we like to see. And immediately enhanced basic attack again. I'm gonna use the skill here. We don't really need healing right now, but we do have the skill points, and it's gonna give her more energy. So, okay. First cycle is now over. Can we do this before the next cycle is over? It's gonna be difficult, for sure. Do I wanna use her ult here when he has only 2% left, or do I save it? I think I just save it. Okay, damage-wise we're doing good. But we're almost done with this cycle as well. This might be a 2 cycle again. Maybe I should have just used her ult. Because Bronya is not getting another action this cycle. Oh well, it's fine. Let's use this. Advance Saber. Now that gets rid of this HP bar finally, and now we can ult. Probably should have used Bronya's ult before. I'm making a lot of mistakes. Then we also immediately throw Hu's ult in there to get some energy, which gives us Robin's ult to advance all our characters. Okay, so far so good. Basic attack to get rid of some of the armor stacks. Advance Saber, enhanced basic. Then we get another skill immediately, yes, and ult. Okay, pretty good damage. Do this again, and immediately use her ult. Enhanced basic and ult immediately. There we go. Huge damage, another enhanced basic immediately. Huhu's ult. Get back some energy, so we get another Saber skill immediately. And yeah, there we go. Okay, that was 2 cycles again. But it was a pretty comfortable 2 cycle, it wasn't really close. It definitely felt a bit easier than before. I just made a bunch of mistakes. I still think 1 cycle is possible. I'm actually just gonna try again. I think that was a decent first try, but I can definitely do better. And yeah, we're just gonna do the same thing as before. Basic attack with Robin instead of skill. And then we use Bronya to advance Robin. This, followed immediately by Robin ult. Let's use basic attack here, that should be enough. Then Bronya advances Saber for the enhanced basic. And we immediately ult after that. And then use Huhu's ult to get back some energy. Okay, that didn't kill. But we can advance Saber here. So I'm gonna save my ult. Defeat these guys with this skill. Ah, it wasn't enough. That's bad. Shit, I have to use the ult here. Because the cycle's almost over. That was actually worse than the previous run. The first wave, but oh well. Then we're gonna use the skill here to get more energy. And we can immediately get Robin's ult back as well. Actually, I'm gonna wait a bit. I'm gonna advance Saber here. So we can basic attack here, then immediately skill. Now we can advance all of our characters immediately again with Robin. Fully buffed ult. There we go. Actually, that did almost no damage. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, that's much better. Okay, we got rid of his first HP bar in the first cycle. This time. That's better than last time. We can also use Hu's ult again to get some energy back. We're still in the first cycle. Okay, now the next cycle begins. We advance Saber, like always. Get the enhanced basic. Okay. Is one Robin skill enough here to get full energy? I'm not sure. I might actually just basic attack and then advance Robin with Bronya and then use Robin's ult to advance everyone. That also gets rid of one more armor stack. So yeah, we do this. That pulls up into this cycle. Then we do this and immediately use her ult. So now that should pull all of our characters into this cycle. Yep, there we go. We got Saber. Ult. Okay, a lot of damage. Ah, we can ult again, by the way. Should I do it or should I wait for Bronya? I think what I do is I heal up, do this for the attack buff. I'm not sure if we still have the attack buff from the previous ult, but, you know, better to be safe than sorry. Then we pull up Saber, use Bronya ult. You have a lot of buffs now. We have all the buffs. And now we ult with Saber. This should do it. This is a one cycle. No! What? Come on, the basic attack. Are you kidding me? That was basically a one cycle. What? Why did Saber do so little damage when he had all the buffs? How many armor stacks did he have there? Okay, yeah, but that was definitely the best run I've had so far. Way better than any of the runs in the previous video. So yeah, Robin E1 does work for sure. But I'm kind of pissed at this run. I'm kind of really pissed that it didn't give me that one cycle there. Why did her ult do no damage at the end? I had everything. I had Hu's attack buff, I had Robin's buffs, I had Bronya's buffs. That ult should have done way more damage. Sometimes I don't get it against Nikador. It feels like it's all over the place, the damage. Like, I know it's because of these armor stacks he has and all the other damage resistances that he gets, but it feels a bit inconsistent. But oh well, that was a good run anyway. It was pretty much a one cycle. I'm just gonna say it was a one cycle because I don't accept that. I don't accept that that last ult did no damage. Okay, so after this I did some more runs with different characters. I tried Remembrance Trailblazer instead of Bronya, DHBT instead of Huhu, but it still stayed a 2-cycle clear, which is kind of surprising considering that RMC is on paper much better than Bronya, but in this team they actually feel about equal, and honestly Bronya actually feels more comfortable to use for me personally. But I think one of the reasons why my RMC isn't much stronger than Bronya is simply that I haven't finished Amphorius yet, and correct me if I'm wrong, but RMC gets buffed at the end of Amphorius, right? I don't know exactly what that buff entails, but yeah, I'm still using the pre-buffed Remembrance Trailblazer. Anyway, after the failed attempts with the other characters, I went back to Bronya, Robin and Huhu, since the second run was so close to one cycling that I just wanted to try again. But this time I didn't do any commentary and instead just locked in. And yeah, that's actually the run you're currently seeing on the screen, slightly sped up. And well, I'll just let the video talk for itself. So there you have it, one cycle. It was possible after all. I'm really happy about this. It really feels like another step forward for my Saber. So yeah, getting E1 Robin was definitely worth it. Because even though most runs today were 2 cycles, none of them even came close to being like 3 cycles, which is a noticeable improvement over last time where some runs actually were 3 or even 4 cycles. And most runs today were actually closer to 1 cycles than 3 cycles. So yeah, definitely can see the improvement here. And it's all thanks to Robin. And thanks to me finally locking in and not making a bunch of glaring mistakes, I guess. But yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, then please leave a like, comment and subscribe for more Honkai Star Rail and other gacha content. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.